saying you're going to lose on the merits. So you say,
That's
you
not-
just decided, yeah.
That's not
So
true.
you just decided it has to be 100%, which is, silly.
No, the truth, because the truth doesn't need numbers prescribed to it, because it's true. It's factual. It's 100%. It's guaranteed. That's just the way it is. It's the truth.
So that as a standard of evidence is not one you live by.
That is what I live by.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's 100%
I know that
not.
when I go to make pasta at night, that I'm going to be able to put the pot of water on the stove, and it's 100% going to boil.
Yeah,
He literally did it.
So how do you know that?
Science, because it's
So
true.
wait. No. So that's circular. How do you know that the science around that is correct?
Because we've done science, manipulated an independent variable, and found that to be the truth.
That is bullshit. You have not.
Yes, we have. I do it almost every day.
So just because you've done something every day, that's inductive reasoning. So you're saying because it's always worked that way for me, I am 100% sure it will continue to work. That is,
doesn't it make more sense to believe?
That is, wait just a minute. Let me finish my sentence. That is Exhibit A in not living up to the standard you're claiming.
No, it's Exhibit A, and science proves things, because we can go boil water, and it's the truth. Heat can cause water to boil. That's the truth. It's 100%.
Wait a minute. Wait. Heat can cause water to boil?
Yes, there can be other causes. There could be other causes. There could be a point where it may not cause it. Let me just finish my thing, and then you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure we've gone to can. We've gone to can now. We've gone to can from will. So that's not 100%, right?
Yeah, it's still 100%, because in the situation I'm talking about, it is the can.
Oh, wait. So, but you know, so it's not the science per se. You don't believe in this because somebody tested an independent variable. That's nonsense.
You don't believe in this. You don't have to believe in it. It's the truth, and it is, and we all know it's the truth, because we have done science on this, and engineers take that science, and they go make turbines and stuff where water boils, and voila.
Oh, so wait. So now we're believing engineers? Because I got a precision
engineers, dude.
So what about the precision engineering department of the U.S. Navy?
Oh no! Do you believe in the periodic table? Yeah. Oh my God, you're a liar. It's like, dude, relax, bro.
Oh, I'm saying that this is
bringing it to tow tanks.
Well, if you're gonna decide you trust engineers, why not?
I trust engineers of shit we could do, like when engineers make a plane fly, like we know that's the truth, because you can go fly in a plane. When we boil water, we make a turbine, we know that's the truth, because we can do it. Why?
No, not
tow
true.
Tanks? You have no way to verify that.
So you can't verify what makes a plane fly. You can verify that you have an experience of flying, but you
can do it with a paper airplane in your hand.
We know how planes fly, but
but that's
this is where to Issa's earliest point, this is where the globe leads you. Now you don't know anything. You can't know a single thing. Maybe it's all false. It's better to just where you ought to just accept reality and just accept
not true. I think you are claiming right now that you have this ultra high standard of evidence that you don't live up to.
No, you're just acting like a religious tard, dude. Seriously,
no, I'm not. I'm telling you that I don't think you live up to your standard. Are you not now
condemning me? Hold on, no. Have you not now condemned us?
I have not condemned anything.
What did you just fucking say?
I said that you're not living up to your claimed standard.
Oh, okay. So it's like a personal religious fucking persecution kind of, right? You're kind of like a religious tard. You know what I mean?
No.
Because we don't want to accept, because we're going to accept some of the Bible, but not all the Bible that you're preaching, right?
No, you're claiming.
I told you already, we accept the teachings and the lessons of the periodic table. We just don't know if the angels are going to be fucking doing dances like you told us.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Exactly what you fucking saying.
Literally.
So you probably, if you don't understand what I'm saying, that's probably part of the problem.
More condemnation from your persecution, bro. Relax.
It's not persecution. I'm telling you that the claim that you're making,
Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior,
would lead to you not being able to live your life the way that you're living it.
Is it Jesus or are we talking about space, bro? What's going on, man?
We're talking about this claimed standard of evidence. Okay, the truth is that you don't like the globe.
Bro, you're coming apart at the fucking seams right now.
You
Dude.
distrust spectroscopy because you dislike the implications of it. Meaning,
No, that's not what we said. That's not what we said. Now
yeah. Well, it's not what you
we
said, but it's what you're
That's
it's
not
what
what I
we're
said,
seeing
dude. We
right
should make
now.
happen. Fucking hell, dude.
So it's what you're seeing right now.
Yo, show buttons, my dude. Fucking yo, this is like the kind of shit that we're talking about, dude. Is that you're now like arguing shit that we didn't say for one, and fucking two is all we're saying, dude, is we can appreciate the basic level of science. It's just when you start telling me about what Polaris is, or when someone tells me what the angels are gonna be wearing, like I don't fucking believe that fairy tale bullshit. But I
I
know I
know,
could boil water and the shit works. So you know what I
right?
mean? It's like that's what Jeremy's point
So
is.
so the reason why you think that heat will
This
boil
guy.
water.
The reason why you fucking tell me why the reason I think that fucking boil water is I make a fucking thing of pasta and put some fucking salt in
Yeah,
it. You fucking
yeah.
retard.
I know, because it's always worked for you. Okay, but you don't understand that always worked for
Hey, do
me.
you understand how bread
It
works,
is
bro?
just a second. Let me finish that one. It's always worked for me as a standard of evidence that does not equal the level of evidence you're claiming. Right now, we heard it's because they tested an independent variable. It's because engineers build things. It's because they did science. That's not why you think
I think
heat
you made an
boils
interesting
water.
point earlier. You made an interesting point about like the dichotomy of like, trusting your senses versus there's a whole fucking world against you. And I think you're afraid of the idea that maybe there is a whole world against you because like the problem with that is that we can show that there is based like weirdly based conspiracy things that have happened like Operation Northwoods and all this crazy political shit of people trying to create
Uh-huh.
conspiracy and take political advantage. We have evidence for those things. What you don't have evidence is somebody waving to us from fucking Polaris, you know what I mean, figuring out what the fuck it is.
No, we have videos from the moon that you don't accept. I mean, that if you want to do a 1-to-1, that's exactly it.
Well, yeah, if you want to claim the moon landing, that's all
Yeah.
you, buddy. Okay, go
Well,
for it.
no, I mean, yeah. Tell me why it doesn't. I've watched. So
dude.
everybody
Well, the
comes to
next
me
question-
and says, "Watch my goofy video," and I watch the goofy video. And after I've watched the goofy video, I come back and say, "So this is what was said in the goofy video, and it was bullshit, and here's why it was bullshit." And you know what they do
Did they
then?
really play golf? Did they really play golf on the moon?
Yeah. You know what they do then? When I tell them that, they go away. Because
Did the golf
They don't like
ball
if you
land
don't,
on the
just a
moon?
second,
Did
just a
the
second,
golf
because if you
ball,
don't accept,
hang out with you.
if you don't accept the
did the golf ball land?
the dogma that it has to be so fake, it has to be
Is it
fake.
still going?
I'm still going. They
No,
totally
but
faked it.
the golf ball still going.
I don't know.
Did it land?
Good
So
question, dude.
if you don't accept the incredulity, that's all they've got. That's all they've got left.
Yo, that was fucking awesome. Is it still going?
Right. I don't know. I mean that if that's your only outstanding question, we could probably look into that. But I'm sure it's not. You just are incredulous about it. But when you say we don't have people waving to you from Polaris, yeah, we kind of do.
Bro, come on, Omni, dude. Listen, the true who's wait? I don't know. He said we have people waving at us from Polaris, kind of.
Yeah. We have people on the moon, which is, which he doesn't acknowledge either, even though it, as we see, always meets the standard of the test that he set up.
Dude, we don't have people on the moon. Why would you even say that? No one's on the moon.
We have people who went to the moon. We have lots of evidence that they were there.
Supposedly.
You know,
Dude, have you seen the guy that claims that he went to the moon? Buzz Aldrin, bro?
Yeah.
He's
He's
drunk.
wasted,
He's
bro.
a drunk. Yeah, he's fucking wasted.
Okay.
So that's your evidence. Your evidence is that you have some homeless drunk dude that claims he went to the moon.
That's a genetic fallacy, to be fair.
Oh, that is, so I knew this guy, or I knew of this guy named Mike Tyson, And you wouldn't believe if you saw him today. You would, I mean, you would just say, "There's just no way he knocked people out in 3 seconds." You wouldn't believe it.
No, but you can
And
Yeah, you
verify
would.
it.
He's
Talking
still.
about, bro?
you,
You just
You
stepped into
absolutely
the
would.
ring.
you can't
You
verify
just stepped
it.
into
How
the
can you?
ring a couple of weeks ago, bro.
How
What are you
can
You
you?
talking
absolutely
about?
would. You absolutely would think that he's fucking jacked still.
I probably think this guy will bite your ear off at
No,
some point too.
you would not
Seems
believe
legit.
it. You wouldn't believe it, and you'd see the videos of it. You'd see the footage, and you'd be like, "They faked it."
Omni knows what you believe, bro. Everyone in here, Omni knows your reason for your thinking, why you believe what you believe. This
I
dude's
got
a
bad
mind
news.
reader.
I got bad news for you, Tora. He knows
The
what you're
bad news
thinking.
is I'm right about it.
Yeah, he knows your
Spoon
potential.
landed.
Just
He knows
keep
your
asserting it.
potential that you're not living up to it. You know.
You're not living up to it. The claimed standard of evidence is not something that you're living with. You have to make up reasons why you think water boils instead of just going because that's always been my experience. You believe in radio because it's always been your experience.
Yeah, and how about this? The Earth is flat and motionless because it's always been my experience.
Right.
How about that?
No,
Yeah.
dude, you don't have to believe in it. It's just the truth, 100% the truth. Like,
Well, yeah, you think it's the truth because it's always been your experience. That's the
Oh,
only reason.
you agree with that fact. Locally, the earth presents itself to every single man on the earth and woman and child as flat and non-moving.
Uh huh. Okay.
Okay, so you agree.
I agree
It's-
that that is how we sense it, but apparently it is hard to.
if we all held hands,
Just a second. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
hard to accept that we have something called FM radio that's all around us in this ether, sending us signals that we can only pick up with a special tool.
Got it. We know you like the flat Earth. You're an ether guy. We get it. You're fighting it inside. This is like how there's people that like they're actually gay, but then they go around and bash other gay people. Like you're a flat earther and you're flat Earth bashing because you're not comfortable with the fact that you're a flat Earth.
you
It's
do
true.
love flat Earth.
It's
Omni,
true.
I got bad news for you, Omni. You love flat Earth.
It is true.
Omni, what do you think? We all held hands, right? Like you said, like locally, it's your experience. You agree to that. So now, if we all held hands, we'd all still experience the same thing. Now, what if we all held hands around this world and we jumped? Would we get torn apart because we're making a bigger arc? Like, would we get just torn apart because it's a bigger circle?
If we all jump, everyone on the northern hemisphere jumps. We tilt the Earth out of its orbit.
It'll spin the Earth off its axis. I agree with that. I have to
right out the orbit.
I have to drop for a few minutes. Hold on.
Get torn apart.
Oh, he's running away. That means we won.
How
You're
do you know
done.
that?
You're done. Yo, I can't believe there hasn't been some diabolical maniac that watched enough like Disney movies that hasn't come up with a plan to get us all to jump at the same time. Why haven't we done that? We need to probably figure it out.
I mean, it was like years and years ago. I was just looking up like with this holy relative, like how big is the Earth thing? So 72 times was like 5 years ago with the current population. Hold hands and go around the Earth 72 times.
Bro, you know those machines that drive in fence posts and wells and shit? Yeah, I know. Some diabolical fucking Austin Powers, Dr. Evil scheme to just build a whole bunch of those and just set them off on one side of the earth.
Yeah, like the globe leaves that up on the table. Like that's Dr. Evil could come in here and just wreck this thing, dude.
It's like a doomsday scenario. It's a Dr. Evil doomsday scenario, I know.
Well, let's shoot some nukes into the sky.
Oh, if you set off enough nukes on one side, you could probably knock us out the orbit that way.
It's the way, I guess it'll be the same way that they propose jet propulsion in rockets, right? It's you just kind of slow the Earth down, just shoot everything in one direction, show it down, just slow it all down, stop that spin, and manipulate the variable.
You didn't know that, no thanks. When you're walking, you're not really going anywhere. It's just the Earth spinning underneath you.
Yeah, and it's advanced. Like, listen, it's not a little bit. Like, so 15 degrees per hour, right? So 15 degrees per hour. That means you got the linear distance of 1 degree, 69 miles. So it's like, I don't know, I can't do the math. So, but just 1 minute would be like 18,000 or no 1,800 miles or something. 1 minute, like the ball up in the air, landing back in the same spot. It's a ridiculous amount of distance. Like just like as a context, right? They say the Earth spins, and China's in the dark and America's in the light 12 hours later. So 12 hours you've traveled that entire distance, like on the other side of the sun's facing the other side of the Earth.
You know when they
it's a
built
ridiculous distance.
When they built the dam, they built the world's biggest dam in China. They claim they slowed the rotation of Earth down.
Yep. That should be the case.
The Three Gorges Dam. I watched that building of that. That was freaking insane.
Was there? I mean, what was the evidence other than that should be the case? Did like the days start to pass a little slower? Like what happened after that? I mean, it should be the case that like that momentum, that inertia was shifted in the opposite direction of Earth spin. It should slow it down. Yeah, that's the case. What's the evidence?
I don't know. You'd have to Google it.
If we just,
Did they claim they measured that or calculated it? I don't know.
I
It
didn't even know
might
it was
Either
have
way,
measured.
though.
been. It might
Either way,
have
though,
been
when you
measured
have the
by.
truth about hold on, let's see, Bear. When you have the truth about reality, like you don't need to put a percentage on it. That's just how it is. And if you were going to put a percentage on the truth, it's just 100%. That's why Omni got caught up there, because the truth is the truth. Like it's 100%. Like if I was to ask if me and Omni just had a conversation and he said, yeah, that's the truth. Of course he's going to say it's 100%. We just did that. You know what I'm saying? There's no putting percentages on the truth. Same thing with knowing
It's a
things.
true dichotomy.
When you know something, you know it, and it's 100%. Otherwise, you don't know. If it's not 100%, you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I think they might have measured that by using that. What's it called? Romy, the large gyroscope they have in Germany, the underground one. I think it measured to be 0.6 of an arc second or something like that. Change.
Yo, if
Yeah,
you
with the
think about it,
minuscule. Go ahead, Dora.
it's got to be, in order to know that you're close to the truth. I say this all the time. You have to know what the truth is in the first place. There's no otherwise. If you don't know what the truth is in the first place, how do you know you're close to it? Like you're 99.99%.
Well, it's
Yeah, you
do we
either
know
know or you
everything?
don't. Like,
Do we know
if me and you came
anything
up on the hot
100?
springs, like if me and you came up on the hot springs, you're like, yo, why is that water boiling? It's like, I don't know. And then you do the thing with the water and you put the heat on it and you're like, okay, now I know the truth of why water could boil, you know? It's not no arbitrary 98.72% or 99.999. It's like, it's just either you either know or you don't. It's the truth or it's not.
Yeah, it boils at different temperature, different pressures. We know that.
Do you know that 100%?
Yes, I've tested it myself in the physics lab.
Is that science? Is that
We
said
boil,
science
we
then, right?
we made water boil at about 14 centigrades in a vacuum chamber.
So you're saying that's 100% true, and that's science, right?
Well, it was we could see it was a glass
Is it
chamber,
science?
so we could
Is that
hang on.
science?
We had a thermometer in the water, and we could see it was boiling, bubbling up, just like when it's boiling.
Okay, quick question: is that science? Yes or no?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and we
It's testing it.
know 100% after you've done the science. You now know 100%, right?
You never know anything 100% in
You
science.
just said we knew it 100%. Now you're going back on it.
No,
So
I
I'm
didn't.
saying
You
every
did.
conversation I have
No,
with you guys, you got to rewind it.
No, hang on.
We constantly have
on.
to rewind the conversation 5 minutes behind because you guys constantly go back on the things you just said.
No, I never said it was 100%.
Yeah, you did. You said, Stefan, you should go back and listen because you said, yeah, we know 100% different pressures make
no,
water
I did
boil.
not.
You
no,
did, dude.
No.
You literally
No,
said
I
it.
never mentioned 100% at all. Why are
Cora,
you lying?
don't even worry. Don't even worry.
I
Tor.
never
Somebody will clip it.
mentioned 100% at all. You did.
100%. You said 100%.
No, I said I've done that in the lab.
Yeah, how can we even? How do you know that, Stefan? How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that you
How
didn't
do I know
say?
what?
How do you know you didn't say 100%? Are you 100% sure you didn't say 100%?
No, as I said.
Okay, thank you. So there's a chance you're wrong. So why are you defending a position that you have a possibility of being wrong in? Why are you defending that position? Why would you defend a position you have a possibility of being wrong?
If you could let me speak, I was trying to say that we never know everything 100%.
You didn't even know you was in your
You know
vacuum.
that? Hold on, Schlitzley. Do you know that 100%, Stefan?
Nope.
Okay, then how do you make that claim? How'd you just make that claim?
Because
that we never know
I
anything 100%.
yeah,
Well, you
a good
don't know
example.
that. You don't know anything.
I can't know for 100% sure that I don't know everything 100%.
How do you know that? How do you know that? Do you know that
They could
100%? Are you 100% sure about that?
they,
You can't know things with
they
100%
could
certainty?
they could they could always be something that has been overlooked
How
that
do
you
you know
don't know
that?
about.
How do you know that? Are you sure about that? Are you 100% certain on that?
So
That's
See
when
how
you did
weird
the
consciousness
science,
is?
hold
that
on,
This
hold
is
on.
what
So
they're
when you did,
passionate
hold
about.
on, Tora, hold on. So when you did the science in your lab with the physics and the glass beakers and the flame, and you did it and you saw the water boil, you weren't sure that it was boiling. Like, what were you not 100% on when you did that?
well, we
Which
saw it
part?
was bubbling. Just hang on. We just saw that it was bubbling, just like when it boils. Could it
Yeah.
be
So
trapped
which
gas? Hang
the
on.
question?
Could it be trapped gas in the water?
The
Okay, hold
question
on
is
one
It
which
second.
was
part?
expanding. That could it be trapped gas that was expanding?
Question.
See,
Okay.
that's
The
why
question is
you
which.
can't be 100% sure because we didn't check if the water contained any gas.
Okay. We know the water contains gas. The question is when you did when you
100%.
put the flame. The question is when you put the flame to the water and you saw it boiling. Which part were you not 100% on?
As I said, we didn't check if there was gas in the water and if gas could expand enough to make it look like it was boiling. Could we?
You're not 100% sure that you could put a flame to water and cause it boil. Like you don't know if that's true or not.
That's not what I said.
Well, that's what you're implying by saying you're not 100%. You don't know.
Exactly.
Yo,
There could
this
be.
is a
Hang on.
reductio ad
There could
absurdum.
be.
Stefan,
Dude,
we have reduced your position to absurdity because every time we ask you something, you start to answer as if you know something, but you don't know anything with 100% certainty. So why are you defending a
that's what I've
position?
been saying all the time, and that was because that's why I gave you the example of there could be entrapped gas in the water.
How do you know
That's
that?
the
How do you
reason
know
why.
that?
Because it can. We know that water can contain gases,
You're
and
saying water isn't made up of gases?
gases expand under lower pressure.
I can't believe you guys are still harping on this. All he's saying is that there are unknown unknowns and there could be variables that he's not accounting for. It's really not that complex.
No, it's
It's
not that.
not, but
The
they're
position
asking and
gets
answering two
absurd.
different questions. I mean,
Why is that
one of them
absurd?
saying he doesn't know the exact cause, like it could be caused by something else, but he knows the effect is
Hold on,
true,
modem
and he's
totem.
being
So you're
asked, is the
saying that
effect 100% true? And he's saying, well, I don't know because I don't know the cause.
modem. You're saying that we can't never 100% know because there could be unknown variables, right? Is that what you're saying?
Let's go.
Oh, that was Osco.
Yeah, I was the one who said that, but that's all that scientific claim is they're not saying that, hey, you can't put fire to water and make it boil. They're saying there's unknown variables, there's unknown unknowns in existence, and we cannot account for everything, obviously.
Right. So the reason why I prove things in science is because there could be unknown variables. So when I go over this thing with refraction with these guys and say there could be an unknown variable, they say that's a fallacy. They say that's not why we can't prove things in science. So they're
No.
wrong when they say that. Either you're wrong now or they're wrong when they tell me that.
Didn't you just say yourself there could be unknown things about refraction?
Yeah, because we haven't measured it. If you actually measured it, then we would know. Then we actually would know. But they have never measured
Yeah.
it.
Would we?
They don't know the
Eh,
medium.
eh,
You don't know the medium between you and the sun for 100% certainty what it is at all times of the day, every single time you watch a sunset. So this is our point. See, you've made our point for us, clearly. Of course, we all
You,
agree there are unknowable things. So then why are you toting around and defending a position that's unknowable?
you have justified beliefs on how much we
You
know
don't
about
have
refraction.
justification. You don't have
No, but
justification. There's no justification.
no,
How do you
no.
justify the medium between you and the sun? Go ahead.
We have the pressure gradient, which is continuously dropping down, which means that it's hardly outside of the atmosphere. That's only part of the atmosphere. there won't be much gas
It's a
left.
fallacy. That's a fallacy. That's
Is
all or
that a
nothing
fallacy?
fallacy.
So
Because it's all or
now,
nothing.
just one
Because
sec.
pressure is
Come on.
decreasing, it must always decrease. No, you just made a fallacy. Because pressure is decreasing here, it's always decreasing as you go up. How do you know that?
Well, just look at what really high altitude balloons
Okay,
where the
what if
pressure
we
is
go?
like
Those don't
like
go that high. What if we go 500 miles now after we did that? How
Torah,
do you know it's not gonna?
Torah,
so.
It's called an
It's
extrap.
very
It's called. Hold
unlikely that
on,
the
Stefan. I
pressure
know you can hear me, dude. I know you
no,
can hear
I
me.
couldn't hear. Sorry.
Torah, it's called an extrapolation fallacy.
Yeah, it's like a white goose, white goose, white goose. Suddenly, the next one is black. Logically, what you would expect the unknown goose to be, the color, will be white. Induction.
Wait, did you prove that?
Did prove what?
Like, if you do the
Logic?
black swan, did you prove anything there? 100%.
I said by induction, the most likely answer is that the unknown goose coming along is going to be white as well.
Okay, so you believe the black swan is inductive reasoning? You think that if someone claims all swans are white and then you bring to them a black one, you've done inductive reasoning by actually taking something from reality. You didn't even have to reason nothing. You just said to that dude, I don't believe you. I'm going to go find one out in reality. You think that's induction?
I don't think you understood the point. The point is, if you see a lot of white G's, one coming after the other, then by induction, it's most likely and probable that the next geese you haven't seen yet is going to be white.
Yes, I understand how inductive reasoning goes about, but
Yeah.
now, so I took your explanation to the
Yeah.
black swan, though, because
So
by showing your inductive reasoning to be wrong by presenting you with an actual black one. Now, what is that?
so
Is it a
how
fact
would you?
or what?
Yeah. No, but how would you show me let's say the pressure gradient? How there is or how there could
Oh, I
be.
don't. I know that
Hang
we
on.
want to. I have to get you to admit that we can know things first.
How could there suddenly be a higher pressure, more gas?
I already know
Earth?
how there already is a higher pressure as you go up, because if you go up towards the surface of Mars, so if you leave Earth and you go towards the surface of Mars, it gets less and less and less pressure, and then once you get closer to the surface of Mars, the pressure increases. So,
Yeah,
dude, it's in your own model.
And between the atmosphere of the Earth and the atmosphere of the Mars, is there
Yeah,
a
you
high
just have
pressure or low
concentric
pressure?
circles. You have concentric circles of pressure all over the place in the galaxy. That there really isn't any empty space. There's no such thing. There is so you live in a whole gas pressure contained system.
No one is claiming the space is completely empty.
Okay,
Where do you
but
get that from?
okay, so you agree then you don't know what the medium is between you and the sun.
Most
Because there's no way
likely,
you can analyze every single bit.
Most likely, it's not very much. A few gas particles per volume. A bit of ionized radiation coming from the sun.
Okay,
So
so
it's not
that's
something.
inductive.
And a
So
bit
you're
of
going with an inductive
virtual
argument there.
particles, radiation of different sorts. It's not
Okay.
completely empty. No.
So can you stop science at the inductive reasoning process?
If you could stop science.
That's what you've done. You said we've induced that the pressure probably does this. We can't know for 100% certainty. And then you're saying this is scientific. Is that correct?
Well, if I go by your example of Mars and Earth, both of them has a pressure gradient as you get close to them. The distance, most of the void between them would be at an extreme low pressure. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any pressure gradient.
Okay, and do you agree you've induced that? You haven't verified that?
The pressure would increase the closer you get to the surface of Mars or the surface of the Earth.
Okay, do you know that? Do you know any of that to be true? Or are you just inducing it? You're like, you find it to be a strong. Hold on, Stefan. You find it to be a strong argument. Is that correct? Is that your point?
I find it very unlikely that the pressure in the void between Mars and the Earth should suddenly start to increase again.
So, like, what unlikelihood? Like, if you had to put a percentage to it, 0.000000001%.
Let's say 99.9%.
So 0.1%, it's unlikely.
No,
right?
It's 99.9% likely that there's hardly any high pressure in the void between Mars and the Earth.
Okay, so you can agree you don't know things, right?
By saying 99.9%, you'd have to agree that there's another way it could be, and you don't know which way it is, right?
It could be very unlikely.
Yes, so you'd have to admit that you don't know.
Not that's why does science operate with evidence and not proofs?
I don't agree with that. I agree it does deal with proof.
I don't give a shit if you agree or not. That's how science operates. That's how science
I'm driving
operates.
a car right
by
now.
Evidence and not
I
proofs.
don't know. Can somebody mute this guy or something?
I can mute myself.
Just don't talk when I'm talking.
No, but you're talking. You.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I don't even know what I was. I forgot what I was even saying.
He left.
Oh, he rage quit like a globe earther.
I do agree with you, Jeremy, that if there's a possibility there could be something else, but then I kind of want to throw that black swan thing in there because he was kind of leading to it, right? With inductive reasoning, all swans seem to be white. Where we look, we see there's white ones, and I bring you a black swan, and he says science doesn't deal in proofs. So is the black swan evidence or proof that there's no white swans? Which one would you say?
Karl Popper's thing gets demolished with this black swan thing. I know, because in order to falsify the white all swans are white statement, you have now proven that there are black swans.
It's not evidence; it's a proof.
Yeah, if you didn't prove there's black swans 100%, you haven't 100% falsified all swans are white. That's what I mean. They've made a mess of this whole thing with not being able to prove it.
These guys think you went to a crow, plucked all the feathers of the crow, put them into the swan, bro, so they can't be sure that you're not tricking them, bro.
If you didn't prove that, if you didn't falsify the white swan thing, right? If you falsified the white swan thing, you've proven that black swans exist. If you didn't prove that black swans exist, you haven't falsified all swans are white. You can't do one without the other. This is like Al Bundy.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about proving things in science. That's what science does. It proves things. Real science, not fake bullshit pseudoscience like some people use. Actual real science where you systematically manipulate an independent variable that you know is your independent variable, not something you say is your independent variable and then you manipulate something else. That's what I get thrown at me all the time. They'll be like, "No, we manipulate an independent variable," and then they'll say their hypothesis, but then they'll manipulate something else.
So that's fine. You know that is how in fact how science works. That's not pseudoscience. That's just normal science.
That's normal science. That's what I was going to say. Thank you.
What do you think? Since you're about is spectroscopy, is that science?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, 100%.
Okay. What did you? I mean, with the viewing of the stars, what did you manipulate?
So it's not an experiment. It's just science.
Okay. So it's not a scientific experiment.
So it can be an experiment, but just just using a tool to measure how
it's gone.
Yeah, well, so not all science is a science experiment. Some science is a body of knowledge. If you have tools that you can use to examine things and you gain information from them, they can become part of the body of knowledge of science.
All right, but it's not
knowledge is only. I just got done explaining to the Stefan guy, like, if it's 99% one way and then 1% another way, you don't know. You don't have a body of knowledge if it's not 100%, because you don't know.
Only with your goofy definition of knowledge. Yes, but that's your
It's
goofy
not
definition
goofy.
of
That's
knowledge.
what it means. That's literally what it
That's
means.
not
If
that.
there's
That's not
two
what it
ways,
means.
if there's
So
two ways and you don't know which one it is, then you don't know.
that's not true.
That is true. If there's two things that could happen, you don't know which one it is. You don't. Do you know? If you don't know,
Yep.
you do know. If you don't know,
I mean, what you're saying, it doesn't make any sense to me. But if you're saying that, do I know for sure what will happen if there's more than one thing that will happen? The answer is no. But if you're saying, can I know things even if there's some chance that they are not correct? The answer is yes.
no. If they're not correct, then you don't know them. You just thought you knew them. You didn't actually know them.
Well, once again, you're going into philosophy, and this is you're not trying to have
How
it
do you
like
know
a
that?
This isn't philosophy. This is just how the world works, dude. You either
No,
know
no.
or you don't
Right?
know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
black and white.
I get it. I get it. This is
There's
how
two
you.
options.
Mhm.
Hold on, man. If there's two options and you don't know which one it is, right? This could be it could be 99% this one, could be 1% this one. I don't know. You can't walk away from that saying I know, because but just by giving it a percentage that's not 100, you've identified that you don't know.
Right. Okay. But there's lots of things that you think you know that aren't 100%.
I would agree with that.
So that means you're not you're not living up to your standard of evidence or behavior or whatever.
Right.
No, that's not what that means. That just
That
means
is what it means.
I haven't done the science and verified. Like, I don't know if China. I'm fairly certain it does, but I've never been there. So I don't know.
Right. You don't know. You don't know if China exists. So if somebody on the street asked you if China exists, you would say, I don't know.
No, I would tell them yes, China exists. However,
of course you would.
I would say, yeah, but I would say, and if they ask me, do you know it exists? I'd have to say, I don't know.
So if somebody said, does China exist? What would your response be?
I would say, yes, China exists.
Right.
But you don't know. But you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Right.
Yeah,
so
I go around telling people things I don't know all the time. So what?
Well,
that's not the point. That's not the point.
I think that is the point, right? If you're going around in your daily life, you don't use the standard of proof that you're requiring, for science now, because in your daily life that standard works for you, but science doesn't work for you. You don't like what science has to say about this stuff. So you're gonna do the karate move or the jiu-jitsu move of requiring a higher standard of evidence.
I mean, it's not really one-to-one, because it's not like somebody asked him to do an experiment and manipulate China. So I mean, it's not exactly a scientific experiment. Asking him if China exists, it's not the same thing.
Well,
They can.
Yeah. So I mean, his answer obviously would have been, "I've never been there." I mean, obviously that was his answer. But then there's people claiming science as it, that they've manipulated the independent variable and now they know the effect, but then don't know it. It's whatever. Yeah.
Wait, when have people done that? Again, I've asked people that same question. Prove, what is this science? What is the science for China? What's the science
It's
for?
not right. It's not even a scientific claim. It's just an experiential claim.
No, it's a scientific
have you
claim.
experienced China?
No, there's a scientific claim. What's the experiment for China?
It's not. That's what I was pointing out. It's not a scientific claim to begin with. It's just, have you experienced China? No, I have not.
Are you saying?
Do you believe that you can experience it? Yes, I do.
Have we observed it? Observation is part of science. You know that, right?
Right. The experience is the quality, is the qualification. Yeah.
Right.
It's not. It's just not a science experiment observing China and going there.
No, it is. It is actually.
I mean, make it into an experiment if you want.
It's not all about experiment, observation as well.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
They're not. I mean, that's not going to be a productive discussion.
I'm just saying that you're right. There seems to be a higher standard on the things that we're seeing than other things that you have just determined that you're not going to apply the same standard to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different thing. Have I determined that my experience is correlative to my last experience that will be correlative to my next experience? Yes. Have I used a scientific method to prove that my experience of induction is valid? No, it's not the same thing.
All right. So how do we know? How do we know? Us as physics folks and science folks, how do we know that stars, that the moon is something you can go to? How do we know that?
Can you tell me? Is that something you know?
Right. Check this out. Yes.
Okay, how do you know that?
All right. Check this out now. How do you know
Have you
oxygen exists?
experienced it? I mean, that's
No, not personally. But
okay.
how do
So
you
then
know?
that's out.
How do you know? How do you know oxygen exists?
I don't know. Is there oxygen on the moon? I've
No,
experienced oxygen, the thing that we call oxygen, that we
how,
test levels of, and you go to the hospital and they test your oxygen levels with an electrode or whatever. Yeah.
Wait, you believe that?
right. Yeah.
I mean, that's what they show me.
Uh-huh.
If that's the thing they call oxygen, then it's okay. Then it's oxygen.
Wait a minute. So first off, they're not talking about,